made a referral to the United States Attorney's Office?
To the Department of Justice, yes.
I hope it's a different group than the one that handled Fast and Furious, but you have made a referral?
Indeed, yes.
When did you make it? With a recommendation?
Yes.
You make recommendations for criminal charges, or just FYI forward it?
No, we recommended criminal charges.
All right. Well, Mr. Chairman, the need for a hearing like this epitomizes our fellow citizens' frustration with government. They are absolutely convinced that we spend their money differently from the way that we would spend our own, and they are exactly correct. The rest of America cannot comprehend of a $44 breakfast. They are pouring generic brand cereal while you are eating a $44 breakfast. The rest of America would never conceive of a $7 Monte Cristo mini sandwich. And neither would you if you were spending your own money. You don't go out of your pocket and buy commemorative coins. I don't know anyone who does that. But we don't hesitate to spend taxpayer money on a trinket like that. Giving bicycles to indigent children is a wonderful idea. I hate that you robbed yourself of the satisfaction of knowing what it feels like to do it yourself instead of spending someone else's money to do it. The ostensible purpose of this hearing was to exchange ideas. You know, Alexander Graham Bell has this marvelous invention called a telephone. Or better yet, video conferencing. The notion that you have to spend $800,000 to exchange ideas is laughable and perhaps criminal. And the part that galls me the most is the hypocrisy of GSA not even following its own damn rules. You are so quick to make everyone else follow the rules, and you can't follow your own rules. You have an event planner on staff. That'll come as quite a surprise to most taxpayers. What will come as even more of a surprise is the fact that you didn't even use them. You paid somebody else to plan the event despite the fact that you have event planners at taxpayer salary. And the scouting trips. You know, Mr. Chairman, the tribes of Israel sent 12 scouts into the Promised Land before they decided to invade, and GSA has to send 15 to Las Vegas to check out a hotel. Do you not see the outrage in that? Mr. Robertson, do you see it?
Absolutely. This conference was outrageous.
Well, I'm not going to be as self-congratulatory as some other people are. I think the fact that we're having a hearing is a loss. Most people don't need a hearing to know that you don't spend other people's money the way that money was spent at this conference. We don't need a list of recommendations from the Inspector General. We don't need to be reminded that you can't negotiate a discount on a purse because the U.S. government decided to contract with a hotel. That is criminal. And a mind reader? My guess is they will not need a mind reader to find out the American public has lost confidence in the institutions of government. And the response, I want indictments, Mr. Inspector General. That's a great way to get people's attention, an indictment. Not a memo, not corrective measure, an indictment. I went through your report and I wrote 25 times, what's the penalty? What's the penalty for doing what you found that they did? What is the penalty for negotiating a discount on a purse for your personal use because you work for the government and you steered work? What's the purpose? What's the penalty? for tipping off a competitor of another bid. That sounds remarkably criminal to me, Mr. Inspector General. You know, Mr. Chairman, while this conference was being planned and executed, I was working in a small DA's office in South Carolina. We had budget cuts. We had to furlough secretaries that are making $20,000 a year. We started a fund out of our own pocket to pay for kids' birthday presents. We never thought about spending taxpayer money on it. Working for the government is a sacred trust which you have blown. So instead of a team-building exercise, you might want to investigate a trust-building exercise because you have lost it.